Hello children, it's Samir sir here, and once again I welcome you all in the part 2 video session of a previous lesson which we were discussing about a question of space. In previous lesson, in that previous part we have discussed near about 21 to 22 paragraphs. So in today's video we will discuss next paragraph. Before we move to the 23rd paragraph, let me tell you where we have finished our last video. So when the conversation was happened between the Vikrant and his friend Anuj, so at that night that Vikrant and his family members were having a dinner. So at that time Vikrant's father asked him a question that have you found any suitable coaching classes for your medical entrance examination test purpose or not. So at that time, without any kind of hesitation, Vikrant replied to his father that no, not yet. So at that time, by showing little bit of anger, Vikrant's father told to Vikrant that if you not find out now, then when you will find and when you will enroll your name for that coaching center or in that coaching center. So what the conversation happens, we will discuss here. I don't know, I am already full of with the tuitions, bio, maths, chemistry. It is tough. He said that no dad, as you are telling that to find out another one coaching center, I am already full of with my studies. I am already full of with my tuitions. Especially bio I have to study, mathematics I have to study, physics I have to study, and chemistry I have to study. It is enough. These are enough for me, and I am studying too much. I cannot do tuitions. He said that whatever I am studying in a college and whatever you people are teaching me in home, this is enough for me, and I don't want to go any other tuitions. Vikrant noticed that his mouth was dry. So as Anuj suggested to the Vikrant that observe your body language when you started facing or when you started feeling that you are coming into the angry mood. So at that time, so Vikrant did the same and he noticed his body language that his mouth was dry, his head was tight. So his mouth was started becoming drier and head was become started tight at the temples. His body slightly hunched and his body was started little bit of a shivering that he is talking to his father in this kind of a manner. Tuitions for medical entrance are not just tuitions. They coach you for a career for highly competitive exams. One wrong answer could make all the difference. It would be better if you turn your attention to investigating a coaching center rather than spend the time with the junkies and irrelevant things, finished Vikrant's father. So after getting what is there in Vikrant's mind, so in little bit of an angry mode, Vikrant's father said that tuition for medical entrances are not just tuitions. So what I am telling it means that find a tuition center. The tuition centers are not just a tuition centers. Even though if they teach you and they guide you for the better career option also, they will coach you for choosing a better career and highly competitive exams. You won't realize that what competition is going on in a society. We people know, that's why we people are suggesting you to choose any kind of a coaching center because they are going to prepare you for the highly competitive examination. One wrong answer could make all the differences, and your one wrong answer and your one bad decision will make a very kind of a big decision. It would be better if you turn your attention. So whatever is running in your mind, wherever you are taking the more interest, it's better that you stop taking interest in irrelevant things and you turn your attention to investigating a coaching center. So whatever the time you are spending, stop wasting your time and start investigating, start finding better coaching centers rather than spending a time with the junkies and irrelevant things. So whatever your friends are, however they are, stop wasting your time along with them and irrelevant things, finished Vikrant's father. So in this kind of a statements said the Vikrant's father and he went from there. Words galvanizing him to leave the room without another word. So he have not said any kind of a word and he just left it. Vikrant knew these conflicts were not getting him anywhere, and Vikrant realized that whatever the argument was happened between him and his father, so finally these are going to be come in his father's favor, and he has to focus on his study. because nothing is going to be happen. It was not as I felt medicine was all wrong for him. So he thought that I'm not saying that I will not study, but he just wanted little bit of a space in his life to decide that whatever he just wanted to think. Something else was running in Vikrant's mind. He just did not want to be bulldozed like this. He just thinking that what I wanted to do is up to me. Why my parents are not letting me to think about my future? Why they are forcing me to obey their orders? Why they are putting their thoughts on me? They should have to be give me a little bit of a space. They should understand that what I wanted to do in my life. They should support me. Bulldozed into a working 3 shifts a day, 6 days a week, he felt he needed a time to pursue his own interest and a pleasure. So, what was actually happening with Vikrant? It means that his parents, being a doctors, they have to work, and they think that their child also have to be studying. And he think that 6 days in a week continue I have to study, later I have to finish my college, and again I have to come for a tuitions and all. In that he's not getting a time for himself. He felt he needed time to pursue his own interest and a pleasure. He thought that I need a time for myself also, especially after his meeting with Anuj. Anuj spoke to him on a various issue of the beginning of a life, the places he traveled, the elements he used to compose photographs, self observation. If you can express yourself without feeling, you can feel as well without expressing, he said. He said that whatever we are doing, whatever we are going to achieve, or whatever the education we are going to pursue, but without being what we are, it is totally, there is no use of it. So it means that there was kind of a mark that the words of Anuj were affecting to the Vikrant a lot. How jolly, how calm, how composed person was Anuj over there, that Vikrant also wanted that kind of a life. But the profession of Anuj and the profession of Vikrant was totally different. He was a photographer. He can click a photograph anywhere, anytime, any kind of a photography. But medical and becoming a doctor or becoming a doctor, it is one of the most important and the responsible profession where he must have to be study. So now he cannot think about the space what he needs in a life. So as per the parents' view, he has to be focused on a study a lot. So he said that if you can express yourself without feeling, you can feel as well as without expressing. He said that another one important thing he discussed with him. So what you feel, you have to express that, and what you express, you have to feel that. When Anand Vikrant tried to practice emotions he had not experienced at first, these were a joy, a spontaneity, excitement. When he felt more neutral, he practiced a wider range, a suspicion, hostility, daring, joy, scorn, each with its accompanying a posture and the gesture. So when he told him about the expressing a different emotions, so Vikrant was started doing the same, and he coming back to the home and he started producing the expression, that how we have to express our happiness, that how we express our sadness, the how we express our joy, how we express our excitement. So whatever the expressions he can able to practice, he started doing that, practice with the posture and a different gesture. His experiment with the self-observation helped him see whole range of his body reaction, the effect that the different emotion had on the body, and how the mind got involved with these. But the things did not seem to be changed with his parents, who realized would continue treating him like a child, so as long as he just shift or react. So whatever the reactions he has practiced, and he has tried to show a different kind of emotions in front of his parents, but his parents used to treat him as they were treating with him before, like a small child, like a immature child who didn't have a knowledge to take a decisions on a favor of a future. So they both were a successful doctors, and they know very well that how they are going to deal with this kind of a situation, because they have already decided that they are going to make their child as a doctor only. So whatever the reactions, whatever the emotions he tried to produce in front of his parents, it was become totally not so good. Don't worry too much about the change, advised Anuj. So when next day when he met to Anuj by telling that I tried every idea as you told me, but nothing kind of a changes is coming in my parents' attitude. So he said that don't worry too much about the change, advised Anuj. Noting Vikrant's discouragement, one evening you cannot really change anything till the things are ready for a change, just do your part. He said that we can't change the things till the things are ready to be changed. It means that if we wanted to make any kind of a change, but it will not become change. Why? Because itself it did not want to change. When the things are ready to change itself, then only we can able to change it. Yeah, but it does not help me, said Vikrant with dejection. Yeah, whatever you are saying, I'm just doing the same. I'm just trying to convince my parents that don't put a pressure on me like that, but simply it's not working. What shall I do? So there was a kind of a disappointment was there in Vikrant's words. Anuj thought for a long while, then he spoke. If you really want to get control over a situation, there are two more steps for you to be practiced. So whatever I told you, you have practiced and you've shown your all emotions in front of your parents. But now another one idea I'm having, which is just now came in my mind. If you really wanted to change the situation, if you really wanted to take a control over the situation, there are two more steps for you have to practice. The moment an active feeling comes which you think should be controlled. So he said that for this there is no practice. Suddenly what thoughts will come in your mind, you have to react on it and you have to be try to control it. Make a note of it but don't express it. He said that whatever the thought, whatever the emotion will come in your mind, you have to notice it. You have to control it. But you can't express it. But don't express it. What is the last step? Asked Vikrant. Okay, one thing what you said I understood. Now what is the last step? Vikrant asked Vikrant almost mechanically. The last one is difficult, replied Anuj. The last one is difficult, Vikrant Anuj. This step involves expressing emotion opposite. He said, when the last one difficult, replied Anuj. So when Vikrant asked, Anuj replied, it is one difficult. So this step involves expressing an emotion opposite what you feel. So before what they both were doing, whatever their emotion was coming in their mind, they were just giving it back. But now what they said, what is coming in your mind, you have to react it totally against what you feel, and can be done only if you are agitated. You can do it when you are totally agitated with you. You observe this but choose to express calm or warmth instead of coldness. Okay, whatever the reaction will come, you have to react it on opposite. But one thing which we have to remember, that you should have to be very calm and composed. Of a coldness, there shouldn't be any kind of angry movement on your face. There shouldn't be any kind of angry facial expression on your face. As simple as that, laughed Vikrant a little hopelessly. What you are saying, it is quite easy. I have done it many times. He totally laughed like that. Kept up his exercise in self-observation, practicing emotion he did not feel, even attempting to not express the feeling that come up hot and strong. He felt small strings of a change. He could see things more objectively. Even when he could not control his reaction, his parents were pushing less, listening more. He noticed that instead of both of them speaking in voice at a point of a control or a friction, one spoke while other refrained. This was leading to much more interaction except on the subject Anuj. He said that, so whatever the discussion before what happened, only Vikrant was listening and his parents were started speaking to him at once only. They were continuously speaking, they were continuously telling him. But after practicing these all the emotion, it started working for a Vikrant. So when discussion used to be happen between the Vikrant and between his parents, so when his father speaks, his mother gone shut. When his mother speaks, his father gone shut. And whenever Vikrant speaks, they both were listening him very carefully. So this kind of one environment is become created in their house due to this kind of all emotions and calm and composed nature of a Vikrant, which came after the lots of discussion and a practice of a expression. Are you still hopping with that character? What is his name? Asked his mother. So he said that we are telling you again and again, and then also you are just hopping, you are just chilling out with that character. What is his name? Who was your new friend? Like a mother, she just asked his mother at the breakfast one morning. His father's silence was expectant. When his mother was speaking to Vikrant at one morning, she was speaking him about his friend Anuj. So he said that Vikrant observed his temples tighten, he hunched shoulders straighten out in the confrontation. So now Vikrant prepared himself to answer the question of his mother in a totally rude way. His pulses became irregular. His name is Anuj. So when his mother was asking about Anuj, so Vikrant understood about that she is going to be asked about Anuj. So he completely prepared himself, and with the total attitude he said that his name is Anuj, mummy. He replied, Anuj Jain. His name is Anuj. He is my friend and his name is Anuj Jain. Anuj is a friend. In fact, more. He teaches. From him I have learnt many things that are hard to explain. And he is not just a friend, he is kind of a teacher for me. He teaches me more things, and I have learnt many things that are hard to explain. He have taught me many things, and whatever I have learned from him, that is hard to explain. Yes, but he will not be sitting for your entrance test. Vikrant said in a true attitude that he is Vikrant, he is Anuj Jain, blah blah blah. But one statement of a mother totally vanished his mind. Yes, I accepted, but he will not be sitting for your entrance test. Whoever the friend is, however he is. But one thing for sure, my child, he is not going to be sit for your medical entrance examination test. You are the person who is going to write that examination. Will he? You are the only one, no? Or he is going to be like, if you lose your grip on class 11th, you will never catch up in class 12th. But then also I am telling you, if you lose the grip of class 11th, then definitely for sure that you are not going to catch it on a class 12th, said his mother assertively. So there was a kind of expression what his mother has. As Vikrant felt his temples throb, a sudden calm entered his heart. If I am allowed a space for a new interest, I will also find space what is important for my career. So he said that after practicing these all the elements, if I get a space in my life, then definitely I am going to get a space to decide that what I am going to be choose for my career. I will also find a space for what is important for my career. He said quietly. He said that as I gotten a space, so definitely I am now become a confident. I will choose definitely what is better for my career. This time it was his father who spoke. Fine, try to achieve a balance. We will be with you. So finally the parents started supporting him that if you given me a little bit of a space in my life, then definitely mom, dad, I am going to find something and I am going to choose a better career for me. He said that, and finally his father said that fine, try to achieve a balance. Then his father said that don't spoil yourself. Try to achieve a balance. We will be with you.